Hello, I'm Bronte and I'm here today with Mel. We've had a mimosa and so that's a preface for the entire interview.
Hi, I'm Mel. Musically, I like going to Roma now, so I'm trying to work on that vibe. Um, I am a folk artist from Brisbane. Just started releasing music, but really trying to do more stuff, make more music, all those things. Yeah, I like writing songs that put people in their feels, I guess. Yeah.
So if you could describe your music in 5 words, what would they be?
Hmm. I feel like I really need to use my brain for these questions. My brain needs to be on. Okay. I was gonna say sad, but they're not all sad. Um, Emotional stories. Um, Ambient. Is that a word? Is that in the dictionary? Folky and slay. Is that a bad? Is that a bad word to use? I've been told I am a millennial because I use the word slay, but I'm not a millennial. I swear. But it's okay if you are. Yeah.
With your career so far, have you had like a favorite moment?
A favorite moment. I honestly think the first show I did with all of my original songs, I was opening for a band called Star, and they're like lovely people and great friends now, which is really nice. Um, but it was just so nice to like have that experience, and like people were like, I don't know, just like so tuned in. I find sometimes with like opening slots, people don't really listen, but so many people were just like so there, and it was so nice. And I was like, maybe I really do want to do this, like just felt really inspiring to do that show. And it was just like such good vibes the whole night, and everyone was just there supporting each other and stuff. So probably that was my favorite moment so far. But it's also just been nice to like explore my sound as an artist and work with different people. And I feel really lucky to be in so many um, circles of like great musicians that I can just like go and collaborate with and find things out. And it's like I'm working with like an incredible like bluegrass guitarist, which is like so random. But then I also did a show recently with my good friend Carlia. And it was just like super folky and fitting and really pretty harmonies. And it's so nice to just like experiment with all the different sounds and things. So that's been really fun. Just like experimentation and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. If there was one person, dead or alive, that you could see in concert, who would you choose?
There's so many people in the world that this is such a hard question. Well, one I feel like I saw last week. Like I wouldn't have said this before last week, but I went and saw Esperanza play at Cube Pack, Esperanza Spalding, and it was like the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Like so crazy. There was like she's like a jazz bassist and a singer and has got the most gorgeous voice. And I'm like, how do you sound that while holding like the biggest instrument of your life? But then also like plays piano, and there was like dancers on the stage, and there was all like improvised like dancing, and then she started like throwing it back. I was like, what can't this woman do? And she's like 40 or something. And I'm like, you can move so much better than I ever have been able to in my life. So Esperanza Spalding, but Slay, I've seen it. So that's great. Um, Dead or alive? I feel like I should have a better answer to this. Joni Mitchell, I'd love to see. I've actually only just started getting into her, but like I don't know why I hadn't before, but so many people would always been like, you need to check out Joni Mitchell, and then I like really have been honing into her recently, and she's just like so beautiful. Like I would just cry. And then am I allowed a third? Is that do we say three or do we say one? um, hmm, Dead or alive? I don't know. I'm gonna say two. Those are my answers. I think. Yeah. Okay.
Wonderful. If you could only listen to one artist for the rest of your life, who would you choose?
Oh wow. Such a hard question. Um, One artist for the rest of my life. Part of me wants to say like Napalm from Hiatus Coyote. Another part of me wants to say like Lizzie, because she will just like get me in my feels, and she's got some like yay, but also got some like
She's got it all.
in my feels. Oh, one answer for the rest of my life. I'm like this. This needs to be a good answer. I'll say napalm. I think. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you for-
So thank you for making that decision. Yeah, we've had lots of conversations about how bad I am at decisions and how bad Monty is at decisions. So we're really connected over that. Yeah, I feel like napalm's got like a really nice like acoustic vibe, but also has like so much like jazz influence and heavier stuff. So
Enough variation.
yeah, I reckon.
And then continuing with talking about different artists, who's an artist that has inspired you? You can say a few, but an artist that's inspired you lyrically, musically, or just career-wise.
Okay. Obvious answer straight away, Lizzie McAlpine. I just like her album. I actually forget what it's called, but like the one that was like there was like a live EP or like from the studio or something, and that just like spoke to me, and I've just had so many like memories with that album, and I just like her lyrics, like lyricism from her is like so inspiring. Also, probably Phoebe Bridges. Like, I feel like she's got so many interesting sounds, like production wise, and I love just like everything she does. I feel like her songs are beautiful. Her voice is like so unique. But yeah, her production I feel like is so impressive. Yeah, just like so many interesting sounds. I'm like, how do you think of that shit? Yeah. Anyone else? Maybe Ray actually.
Okay.
Which is a bit random, bit of a curveball. I don't know why I'm saying 3 every time. I've just decided to go with 3. I was like, I'm just gonna drop all these little names. Yeah, Ray, because I feel like she's been a really like I feel like I've kind of come from a jazz world, and I'm kind of just going into original stuff and making my own music, and it's all been very folky, but I really am quite inspired by the way that Ray has brought lots of jazz influence into her pop sounding music, and I love that. Yeah.
I guess it could be the same answer, but if there was an artist you could collaborate with, would you choose one of those ones or would you choose someone different?
It's kind of same answer, but I think out of all of those, I feel like I'd love to collaborate with all of them, obviously, if we were in an ideal world. But I just think Napalm would be like kind of terrifying to collaborate with, but also like the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Just like her overall sound, and I feel like I would learn so much musically from her. Whereas I think the others are very like personal journeys and personal sounds would be very cool, but I feel like Napalm would be so unique.
So we've been talking about like lyrical inspirations and everything. What sort of emotion or is there anything in particular that makes you want to write more?
I feel like, I know, I feel like it's such a thing. I feel like so many people are like, I can only write when I'm sad and stuff. So I feel like obviously, you know, sad and like when you're feeling super emotional, maybe it's like easier. But I think I want to, I don't think there's a particular emotion, I mean, like other than when I'm feeling really like passionate or something, that makes me like want to write, but I want to get better at writing for the sake of writing and not just writing because I'm feeling a certain way. Like I want to be able to be like, okay, I'm gonna write a song today and it's gonna be about this, and I want to be able to like either like get in my feels about it or get in like whatever the emotion is that I'm trying to portray, I guess, in the song. Because I think for my music in particular, I think I just want to make people like my ideal world of my music is like someone else has that feeling, and it's like, oh wow, someone else like relates to that kind of thing. So I feel like just getting better at writing with like any emotion. Like I wrote a song the other day because I was like, I don't know, I was feeling a bit toxic, like I was like, wow, I'm a toxic bitch right now. But like, it's like I have a partner, and he's like the healthiest partner that I've ever had in my life. Yeah, shout out Costa Buck, and it's like ridiculous how healthy all of his habits are. And I'm like, can you just be a little bit toxic? But rather than being a toxic girlfriend, I just wrote a song about feeling toxic. But I feel like that was a really good way to get it out, and just like using any emotion, or if I'm feeling like good about something or something, just being able to like put it into a song and make it still good and not feel cringe, even though like sometimes everything feels cringe, but you just have to fight through the cringe, and then you climb cringe mountain, and then you're on like cool mountain. Yeah, wise words from me over here. Yep.
So you just released the song Crossroads.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a bit about that writing experience and the song itself?
Yeah. So Crossroads is kind of a funny one. I wrote it when I was like 15, so like years ago. And I wrote it I think I was like don't even remember that much about it. I remember I wrote it about I was in a relationship at the time that like no one really agreed with, and it's like my parents kind of hated me for it for a little bit, and everything was just, when you're a teenager and everything just feels so intense, and I was so in that zone, and yeah, it was a very hard relationship, but yeah, I wrote it kind of about that like hard period of time where it's like no one's really understanding where I'm at, and you kind of are like, there's kind of not much hope for the relationship, but but you love this person kind of thing. So I wrote it about that, and then kind of sat on it for like years. And there've been periods of times where I'm like, oh no, I love this song, so pretty. And then there's other times where I was like, God, I hate this song. I can never release this. And then I was like, oh no, I kind of like it. And then I recorded it, and I just thought it would be super cute and full circle to like release my first song as like the first song that I've had like ever actually written in full. So it feels very like youthful and maybe like a little bit like naive looking back now, but it feels very representative of like me at that time. Kind of thing. So it's like kind of weird to have a song that I wrote so long ago be released now, because it doesn't feel super representative to like who I am now, but like I feel like it also might help like tell the story of me, and it's like, we kind of all go through that character development, and that's kind of where I started, and then all the things I'm writing now are a bit more me, and I guess you can hopefully see the character development and stuff like that, when things get a bit deeper and moodier, and I don't know, get different perspectives on things. But yeah, that's a bit about Crossroads. Yeah.
You have a new single coming out on Friday and talking about your growth and your new music. Do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
I would love to. This one I'm really excited about. It's very full of sad girls, sad girl era, when we say about writing songs when you're sad, this one's definitely one of those. Yeah, the next one's called Faces, and yeah, I'm really excited by it. I wrote it probably like a year and a bit ago now. It does feel a lot more like, a bit more representative to maybe who I am now, but definitely who I am, who I was a year ago. But I think in terms of like the writing process, I think I'd had like a huge kind of like writer's block for a really long time up until I wrote this song. Um, and I just was like super passionate about like I was like, I need to get back to writing. What is it? And I was just feeling like so depresso at the time. And I'd like kind of recently been diagnosed with diabetes and all those things. And I've like my whole life, I've been a bit of a people pleaser, but I've also had like a lot of energy my whole life. And I've been like one of those people that's like, go, go, go. Like I'd be so fine to like not go home for like 4 days straight. And then I feel like after my whole, like, I don't like necessarily, I struggle to like figure out if it was like to do with like getting diagnosed with like a chronic illness, or if it's just like my frontal lobe developing or whatever it is. I kind of like went through this period of time of like all of my friends were still able to have all of this energy and all of this crazy stuff, and I felt like I had to like try and keep up with them, but not having the energy for it anymore, and not having the I don't know, yeah, just like not having that like youthful like, oh my God, I could just like go out and do anything, and like nothing can stop me. Like I feel like I kind of was stopped in my tracks a bit there, and I felt very out of place and very I don't know, I think I was pretty lonely at the time, but I was really struggled to like set boundaries and things. So this song is kind of all about that period of time. And I actually had a friend at the time who I just like, it's just like a very intense person, and I just like didn't know how to set boundaries. So like we were like supposedly really good friends, but then I'd like cry every time after we hung out and stuff, but it wasn't their fault at all. It was just like because I couldn't set the lines and things. So Faces was just all about how, as a people pleaser, it's like, who actually are you? You know, it's like you're constantly like changing who you are to please other people. And at what point does that stop, I guess? So, yeah. And then I recorded it with my bluegrass friend guitarist, who is incredible. He's doing really cool things. Marcus Church, if anyone knows him, he's like traveling the world doing cool things. And there's a bit of mandolin and banjo in there as well from Lawson McCreel. Love him. What a sleigh. So yeah, recorded that, finished the bridge because I didn't have a bridge for ages, and then we made it into this like really nice, like I was really going for like Phoebe Bridges kind of vibe on that kind of thing. Trying to make it a bit like haunting-esque. And then yeah, got it mastered, did the thing, and now I'm like, yeah, gonna try and release it. So yeah, coming out on Friday, really excited about it. I hope it gets people in their feels. That was a really long answer. I wanted to like tell the details about it. Yeah.
This is it. You got promo yourself.
Yeah.
Maybe me too.
Thanks.
So in that explanation, you mentioned a few amazing artists. Who is someone, an artist, a band that you think people should really get behind and listen to, other than yourself?
Okay, well, this person knows that I love them. Liv Marlton. I don't know what music, like if she has like an artist name. I think it's just Liv Marlton. She is a local like Brizzy singer-songwriter vibe. I don't know if she's done any shows, but her music is like just so beautiful. And I feel like we're kind of in similar realms, and I just feel like I never really see people doing that realm of like folky poppy thing, but I just think she does it so well. So if you're into that, totally give her a listen. She recently released a song called It's Fine, and I listened to it in the car and I was like, holy shit, this is fucking crazy. And I just had a moment. So I was like, this bitch is so cool. So Liv, who else? The Inadequates. They haven't got anything on Spotify, so I don't know if that's a random one to say, but they are so musically incredible. I went to uni with Lawson and Marcus, and Marcus's brother Jackson is also in the band, and they just make like so musically clever and intelligent, folky, bluegrassy, but like kind of fits into the poppy realm as well somehow, in the sense of like approachability for listeners, but also just so interesting. And their songwriting, and I'm like, everything I hear them do, I'm amazed. And I think they're recording their album. If I'm like leaking private information, but they're going to record an album, I think, soon. So when it comes out, definitely listen to that. They have an Instagram. They're also really funny. So some good content for you. Yeah, those are probably my top two. Yeah.
You've talked about how Friday you have your song Faces coming out. What are your goals for the next few months, and what do you have coming up as well?
Cool. For the next few months, well, I've actually got a lot of holidays coming up, which kind of like puts some spanners in the works for music. But my goals for the next few months, I'd love to, well, before the end of the year, I really would like to put on like a headline show somewhere, whether it's like a cute little folky venue, but I kind of really want to do like a backyard concert. I really like the vibe of that, and I'd probably like try and play with the Inadequates and Carlia, and like kind of do a bit of like all of my friends thing. I think that would be really nice. I really want to release I'm thinking release one more single and then maybe an EP next year I'd love to do. And I just would like to do a lot more opening slots and kind of just like play for more people live, because I feel like I haven't done that very much, and I just think it's like the best way to connect with people and show people like the feels. So yeah, and like I mean, I feel like touring would be a very cool thing to do, but I don't know if that's in the 12 months, but I'd love it to be if it was. Yeah. Yeah. That's my 12 months answer.
It's really dumb, but so when you're at a crossroads and you have to make a decision, you know, so this is the perfect game, this or that.
Okay, cool.
Morning or evening?
Okay, can I like explain?
Yes, go ahead.
I would love to be a morning person. Definitely evening. Like I'm so much more of a night owl. The idea of being a morning person, I love. Like if I could like wake up at like 6 or 7, like go to the gym, start my day, have a slow morning, and then like start my life. Amazing. Not me. Like if I can sleep until 12, that's where I'll be. Yeah.
Wine or liquor?
Ooh, probably liquor. I'm a pretty hardcore like that. Actually, just like you know. Anyway, yeah, I just don't like wine that much. Rum or I feel like there's one I really like Disaronno, that kind of stuff. It's like really nice, really nice. But not a huge wine drinker. But at the same time, if it's there, I'll drink it.
Are you a sweet or savoury person?
Anyone that knows me in my life knows that I am a sweet person. Yeah, it's becoming an issue, particularly being diabetic and being a sweet tooth doesn't really mix very well. Anyway,
Are you summer or winter person?
winter, definitely. Yeah, definitely winter. Just like layers. I always say you can put more layers on, but you can't take more layers off. Yeah, exactly. Like I get the idea, like nice summer day or whatever, but it's like as a sad girl, winter's just so much better. And like I know, like living in Brisbane, we barely experience a winter. But I just wish we did. And I've been saying it for years. One day I'm going to move to a cold climate. I'm from the UK originally, so I feel like it's in my bones. Just like the fashion in winter, it's just so much cooler. I would be so much more swag if I was in winter all the time. Yeah.
I think I know the answer to this one, but hot or iced?
I only drink iced mochas, so iced. Definitely iced. Oh, yeah. Yeah, always. Even in winter.
It doesn't matter.
Stay chilly.
City or country girl?
I'm going to say city. I feel like my whole life I've been very city, particularly because, like, I know, I moved to Australia when I was like 10, but I lived in like London before that. So I kind of had only experienced city. And I think I'm still more city orientated, but I lived at the sunny coast for like 6 months and it was still kind of city. Like, it definitely wasn't country, but like, I don't know, the silence and the quiet there was actually quite nice. So I'm definitely like veering a bit more towards like, could like go live by the beach and be super, like, love that. But I think for now, my life, city.
Are you a smile or like a poker face sort of person?
I'm definitely a smile kind of person. Yeah, I feel like you don't want to see my poker face because I just don't have one. It's like a running joke in my house. I live in a share house, and it's like a running joke that I just like can't keep a straight face, like during anything, or if I'm like telling like a, a little white lie or something, someone will ask me like, I don't know. I think we had like a Secret Santa or something, and my housemate was like, "So do you have me for Secret Santa?" And I was like. And I just like broke down in laughter and I was like, what's wrong with me? I have issues. Like the thought of being like poker face mysterious, like I love it. I can't do it.
Road trip or a flight?
Both? Can I say both? I feel really lucky. I've done like a lot of travel in my life. And I feel very lucky for that. And I love flying because I feel like I go in the plane. I'm like, wow, I get to spend like 10 hours at the movie cinema. Like, that's what I tell myself to get through the flight. I'm like, wow, just like 10 hours of movies. And it always ends up being like Harry Potter or something. So yeah, I like flights, but I also like road trips because it depends who road trips are with, though. I think you have to do road trips with the right people. I mean, obviously you've got to fly with the right people, but I feel like maybe that's yeah, exactly. Whereas road trips, and maybe I get a bit more car sick, so maybe I will say flights. But I do like a road trip with the right crew. It really is, I think, the people you road trip with, and then with road trips, I guess you can like stop a lot and stretch, which is nice.
Well, we've been talking for a really long time. We just found out. I had a lot of fun talking to you. And you can find Mel really easily. She's under Roma Clark on Instagram. And you should go follow her. And I'm going to let you do last bit of self-promo.
Thanks so much for having me. It has been really fun. Love chatting. I feel like I spoke way too long. Anyway, yeah, you can find me on Spotify, Instagram, like Facebook, if anyone uses that anymore. I don't really know. God, I am a millennial. Anyway. Yeah, under Roma Clark. It would be so slay if you pre-saved my song coming out this Friday. I think you might really like it. I really like it. If you don't like it, then suck eggs, I guess. But yeah, hopefully I'll have a show coming up. But yeah, just check out my Spotify, and I hope you like my songs.
Yeah.
Yeah, rodeo. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's me. Oh yeah, fuck those guys. No.